Live.
Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, in the mix with my co-host, Ryan Catchings.
Big facts. Appreciate y'all for being patient with us. Better late than never. We are getting it together. I told y'all we just not coming back, right? So it takes time. And
Yeah, like this the fourth time coming back you saying that, man. How many comebacks you got?
At least 6. At least 6. We need to be 6 shows in before y'all start holding us accountable for being on time. But listen, it's gonna be an incredible show tonight. Last week was crazy.
Riveting.
Yeah, it was riveting. I mean, we sat down with Kiki Jones, who's been really taking over the internet, sharing her testimony, and it's like still going. Like the testimony is ongoing.
Shout out to all y'all people who didn't
Yeah.
even know who she was. Like, y'all got such a righteous timeline
Yeah.
that you don't even see all the drama. But Kiki Jones is really building up to be I guess this year's Risa Tisa caliber story, getting hundreds of millions of views at this point. And what we wanted to do, man, I wanted to take, because I know it looks like a big mess online, we wanted to bring a message in there, which is why we brought one of our favorite counselors to that conversation so we can get some clarity, all right, on what to go and how to move in these situations. Because as much as y'all was wagging that finger, y'all in some of them same raggedy behind relationships the same way, all right?
It's crazy.
So y'all better
I feel like
take
people,
accountability on that.
People was upset with Kiki too because she sat with us. Like, why you gonna go sit with them, the enemy?
Yeah.
like we the odds. We
sitting with them niggas.
Yeah, exactly.
Them niggas the one that got you in that in the first place.
Exactly.
You should have been with your girls. It was like real,
It was like
girls in there.
You should share this moment with your sisters.
Yeah.
Not these Negroes. But it's all good. We listen. We accept all the hate. We know it's an ecosystem, and eventually we know you will work your way over from the hate side to the love side because we're here for the people and we are here for personal development and spiritual development and just overall improvement. And this is the very special thing because, as we getting back into the mix, we're trying to, get our feet wet again, figure out how this thing works. We're trying to figure out exactly where the initiates are at, where they at in their growth processes, what are some of the community issues. And I'm going to be honest, like, certain things we tried, it was fun, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. My favorite thing I was telling Todd is because, the commentary thing, I could do it. If you give me, listen, because I got lots of opinions. I got a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not that fun. I'd rather have a good time. I'd rather have fun with the initiates. I'd rather work on my personal problems on camera.
Yeah.
I'd rather work on your personal problems, all the initiates' personal problems on camera, because I feel like that's just kind of, what fulfills me the most.
Yeah.
And last week was dope because right after last week, we got flooded with so many emails, and most of the emails generally had the same kind of core message.
Yeah.
Start back talking about relationships. That was a big one. Start back with more people on the hotline, and start back every week with the lives.
And that's the thing. The reason we were able to decode that is because so many people, y'all was just sending in the things that y'all going through.
Right.
And Hardly Initiated in many ways, was the place where y'all pulled up live, y'all clicked that link in the chat, y'all was able to hop on and really talk to some of the most powerful voices in culture. And that's another thing. When Ryan's talking about some of the things that we really didn't like, whenever we go pre-recorded, we don't really get y'all involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
And although we do get emails and we get the feedback, having the people's voice in the conversation is huge. So a big decision was made, y'all. Every Thursday night at 7 p.m., your voices will be the star of the conversation because
Congratulations. Go ahead.
But I tell you, that's a long sound, man. This man be trying to sneak that long sound in.
We got to turn it down a little bit, but it's a good one. I mean, because it is truly a celebration. Go ahead, continue.
But yeah, so every Thursday at 7 p.m., family, the good news is the initiation hotline will be absolutely ran, and we're going to get an even longer hotline because we want you guys on here getting real live game and transformation with our people, all right?
Yeah,
so that's every Thursday night.
And not just like with the hotline, but it's like a whole mixed situation. So we got the different segments that we run, obviously, but it's all going to be completely community involved.
Yep.
So that's every single Thursday. The highlight of the entire conversation will be you guys, and we got a very creative way to do that. So the easiest way, right? We got to be able to get y'all's contact information. We got to be able to get your story. So this is what we did. I'm actually going to drop a link because obviously, and literally the hotline, if I'm not mistaken, the hotline is open right now.
Hotline is absolutely open right now.
Listen, the hotline is open right now. You could literally call in right now. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and the link is already at the very top of the bio. But what I'm saying is some of y'all are like, hey, listen, I'm not quite ready tonight because we definitely want you to come on tonight, but I'm going to be ready in the future. Some situations are so sticky, we might not be able to show your face, but you still have this issue that you're working on. So for those people, and really anybody who wants to get scheduled to be on a future live Thursday show where we can do live life and relationship advice, all you got to do is click the link that I'm getting ready to drop, and you can fill it out real quickly. What info is on there, Ty?
Absolutely. Pretty much you're going to give us your contact information, and you're going to tell us what your situation is. It comes straight to us and our team, nobody else. And we typically going to reach back out and contact you and tell, pretty much give you what those next steps are moving forward.
Big facts. And this is what this allows us to do. This allows us to get an accurate depiction on what the biggest problems are, right? It also allows us to put the problems that are most similar and be able to package them together so we can get the right person to come to help with those specific problems.
Yep.
So I know what you're thinking. Hey, listen, I don't feel like filling out no form. I'm gonna just call in whenever. No. Listen, take time, click the form right now. It's very quick. Let us know a bit about your situation so that way we can hit you up on the right day, the right time, and we can get you on, however that is, anonymous, email, whatever the situation is, and bring you on the show.
There you absolutely have it. All right. So I'm actually going to get into it now, y'all. So the hotline is going to be running here tonight. We bringing this sister back because we felt like the conversation just wasn't quite done. She was just ready to go to bed. All right. So I think she got a little bit more energy today. Y'all welcome back this powerful sister, Tara Body, back to the platform. What's up with you, Tara?
What up, Tara?
Hey, brothers. How are y'all doing tonight? Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah, we good.
This is
Good.
This is your second shift of therapy today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I just got off with my own clients all day long. Thank y'all for that. Got quite a few new people this week, so I appreciate it, but it's all good. That's what I do.
That's what we like to hear.
That's your life work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do.
I
That's
love
the
that.
ministry, right? Yeah.
It sure is. It sure is.
I just listen. I already feel like we're doing the right thing. Because anytime, listen, when it's a need, like when we really identify what the need is, and we're able to bring that, it's instantly. It's like, okay, cool. It feels we right at home. So tonight, though, Tara, it's gonna be tricky because we got some, we got some concerns. We got some people that's like, yo, get her up here because I got some questions.
Yeah.
And we actually want to bring back something very creative.
We do. I see. Shout out to Milk and Honey in there. We got a surprise about Harley and Love. I know you're asking about Harley and Love. Hang around to the end for all my lovers in the chat because I'm gonna have a huge surprise that the whole platform is gonna be extremely excited about.
I'm like, let it go, but we
Just
what?
let them go ahead and be surprised. We done gave a lot of announcements already. What I want to do now is we're going to introduce this, one of my favorite segments, y'all, the X-Files, where we allow you to send us in your own personal stories of the issues that you're dealing with these men's and these women's. You send it in, and we have our experts break it down. Lionel, send us into the X-Files, big dog. Oh, y'all like that's a little throwback right there.
That's a throwback.
That's a throwback.
Yo,
Shout out to
so
the graphic
What
design
y'all
team.
know about the X-Files? Y'all a little too young, I'm just kidding.
Ryan pushing 40. All right. Ryan is an OG.
What's up with this dude, man? What's up with this dude?
Them gray hairs about
Ain't
to be
nothing wrong
purple in a
with
minute.
it.
No,
You
but
know.
listen, head full of hair though, head full of hair. Only a couple grays though.
So
spice
he
it up a
threw
little.
some shots with a head full of hair right there. Y'all saw that?
He did.
It's
Some
all
of us is
good.
blessed, but listen. Oh, the X-Files. So listen, if you familiar with the X-Files, just go ahead and drop X in the chat right now. And listen, the whole key to the X-Files for us to literally review any of your situations that you got going on currently. in a recent relationship or a current relationship, so we can get you some help. So you gonna hold on? I gotta pull mine up.
Oh yeah, I already got mine pulled up. In fact,
Okay,
let me
dope.
go ahead and full screen. Lionel got my
Yeah.
screen. You got to temp before
Zoom.
you screen share. I got. Come on now.
Oh, this is good.
You gotta let me know. Okay,
This
now
is good, this is
now
good.
we going. So we got Tanya here, 29, that we're gonna go ahead and break into. Ryan, this is her story straight from her. Ryan's gonna go ahead and read us in on this
Okay,
one.
okay, cool. Tanya, 29. We got to tell them. And listen, send us where you from too. Tanya,
I like
29.
that.
I don't even know how I keep ending up here. I'll be minding my business, and
I'll be
boom,
doing good.
I'll be doing good. I'll be doing good, minding my business, and boom, some dude pops back up talking about you been on my mind or I miss your energy. And I already know how it's going to end, but I still entertain it. Like, I'll tell myself we just going to chill. We start talking, laughing, vibing. Then he's pulling me close, kissing my... Did you...
Kissing my neck. Kissing my neck.
Okay, I just want to make sure we review these first. So we...
Yeah. You
Okay,
got it.
okay,
Kissing my neck.
cool. Kissing my neck, and all that self-control I swore I had, gone. And when it's over, he gets up, says, hit me when you up, and dips. And I'm just sitting there in the dark like, damn, again? I don't even think it's about sex half the time. It's that physical touch that's my love language, for real. When somebody holds me, I feel safe for a second. It's like, I know it's not love, but it feels like it. And sometimes that's enough to make me say yes. But the minute he leaves, it's like the silence gets loud. I'll be in the shower like, why I keep doing this? Then I promise myself I'm done. And 2 weeks later, I'm right back answering another "what you doing" text. I'm in
I know, my
character.
bad.
I'm
My
in
bad.
character.
I'm ad-libbing it.
Okay,
Because that was a
okay.
moment.
I don't even know what I want anymore. I say I want something real, but I keep giving my body to dudes who only want the moment. It's like I'm stuck between wanting love and settling for attention. I'm tired, though. Tired of being touched but never cared for. Tired of letting dudes have access to me when they don't even see me. I just need to know, how do I stop letting the same energy spinning the block on me?
The same energy keeps spinning the block on
The
me.
same. Listen, are you?
Oh,
This man gonna correct.
Lionel hit that too.
This man gonna correct every. Listen.
I just want them to get the full essence of it.
It's a little.
And we got
What's that called? Improv. Can't you add
up.
improv to it? Improv to it. But anyway, okay. So this is good. This is good. We got another one. I'm not sure we're gonna read down, but this one is good. And guys, listen. I see. Tanya says, tired of letting dudes have access to me. We could be real. Or you could say having sex. You can
Yeah,
say sex. It's
honestly,
okay.
you could. This is your little journal entry. You could be
Yeah.
as real as you want. By the way, if you want to submit your X file for us to read, it's info@hardlyinitiated.com.
Yeah.
That's how you submit those. Give me your name, your age, and your location, and we'll go ahead and bring that to our experts here.
So it's a lot going on here on this one.
Let's go to Tara on this one, right?
Yeah, because I just got so many questions. I wish we could bring her up too. I got many questions, Tara, because I'm sure. Well,
What's your question?
I'm like, well, I mean, maybe it's just the logical thinking. I mean, I'm just like, yo, how many people is this? Like, what is a lot of? But like, what keep going back?
Oh,
Like, I
that's
just
a lot
wonder.
of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Well,
That's a lot of people.
Let me. In your experience,
They-
Tara, is this something that
Mhm.
you see a lot of women deal with?
Oh, absolutely. They know what they're getting involved in is not love. They know what they're getting involved in is not going to lead to marriage, but it is something temporary. It's a temporary fix. Kind of like, we talked before about people wanting to pacify their issues. They're feeling lonely. They're feeling rejected. They're feeling like nobody's choosing me. So the enemy knows when you're in those spaces. I really wish that people would start to pick up on when I'm in this space. They're like, somebody magically texts me. It's not magically. The enemy knows you're in a space where you will receive what's about to be thrown to you. I tell people, watch your hormonal calendar. Watch times when you have just had a loss or a disappointment. Right after that, you are offered something, okay, by the enemy. And because your senses are weakened during that time, you're going to receive something you never would receive if you were if you were up and doing well. It's common that this happens. And even the person that receives it, this is not going to turn out well, but I got a temporary fix. But I really wish people would go beyond the temporary fix and say, like you said in the shower, I always feel this way after they gone. I'm sitting in the dark and I feel this way. Go there in your mind when they're asking. I need when you get to a certain level of wisdom, you don't stop at the I'm about to feel good if they come over. You say, I'm gonna feel good while they're over. And then when they leave, I'm gonna feel like crap. I'm just gonna go get a sandwich. I'm gonna make a sandwich instead. I tell my clients all the time, the time period you would have took to have sex with them, you could have went to the stove, pick up some ingredients, made a sandwich, ate it, got satisfied, and went to bed. And that gonna leave you with less tears, less heartache, less pain. In that moment, you just want to be satisfied. Go find something else to do. Call a friend. Go to the movies. Go do something else. Because what you're about to do to feel good in a moment is going to actually do more damage to yourself. And then when we talk about those who are asking God for a husband, God, I want a husband. But he watches you act out in whoredom over and over again and let these men make a whore of you. You can't say, God, I'm ready for a husband, because he says you lack self-discipline, you lack self-control, you lack good decision-making skills. So what godly man you want me to send you when you lack all of this? You're still a child that pacifies things when you're sad. That's a childish trait to say, I'm sad, I want a cookie. These cookies are costing y'all. It's costing them. And when we're young, when we're not spiritually sound, guys, we only want the temporary fixes, but we got to level up. But you can only do that with God's help.
And I'm gonna be honest, because the reason when I saw this really hit me is because I'm gonna be honest, I was the dude that was sending them messages.
I believe you.
I sent the
wholeheartedly. Thank God for your growth.
I sent the I had a dream about you. I sent the you've been on my mind. Whatever it is, all the spin the block template. You can just template it, copy and paste it, and send it. All y'all women, y'all getting the same messages because it's really nothing new under the sun. And
because you send it to more than one person, right? Because sometimes you go through your phone and see who can respond. Sometimes it's you trying to see who's gonna respond.
Honestly, that is exactly how you do it. It's called prospecting.
Yep.
You literally
Scrolling through my call log.
It could be a late night, Friday night, a Saturday night, whatever it is. And it's usually, ladies, you get those at a late night. You usually get those in the evening or after, because it's about a man trying to get the low-hanging fruit. And I know, and you know as a dude, who to send that to. Like, you know what woman is more likely to go for it. And see, as a man, we don't know how to put these emotional or spiritual labels on what that is. We just got a feeling that she'll go for it. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, what are we seeing that you can label that woman that's gonna go for something like that?
Y'all know exactly who to send it to. You know who has not valued herself above letting you use her that way. You know, even if it's the girl that you stopped calling, you can still come back because, I still ended it on a nice note. Me and her still friends. So she ain't going to cuss me out when I send this text, because you got those women, I like to break up good with men. I don't really, I don't have no exes that I'm enemies with. You have the ladies who, I'm going to break up nice with everybody. And I tell them, sis, because you are so super nice and you don't have no real closure with these men, these wolves, that's why they keep hitting you up every 2 months. And see, you can sit here, Tasha, and say that's what men do, and they still will believe, no, when the man sent it to me, he cared about me. Like he chose me out of all the women he could call tonight. No, ma'am. I promise you he sent that to several people to see which one bite. And there was one chick that was like, oh, heck no. And she blocked him. Or she didn't respond. Or she was like, I know what he on. Tashawn, please. She rolled her eyes and went on about her business. But you were like, Oh, I knew he was gonna call me back like you won.
Mm.
Cause that's just that. I don't even know how we get caught up in the pride. It's like I knew he was gonna call me back. I knew he can't get nobody better than me. You mean he can't sleep with somebody better than you? That's not the prize, sis.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, Tasha, even knowing that that's all you want, and then some of them, let's be clear, are horny themselves.
Oh yeah.
And they say, I know Tasha and Colin just because of sex, but I ain't had none in about 2 months, and I ain't on no purity challenge. So I'm gonna accept it. And it was his idea, so I'm really
Yep.
not a slut. I didn't call him and ask him to
Yep.
come sleep with me. He called me. So I have some level of virtue and integrity because he called me. I didn't call him. So, you know,
It's
you the
crazy.
devil, she not, but she really do want you to come over. Or she'll be like, what you want, Tyshawn, playing with you? What you want? Why you texting me? She know why. That's why she responded. Because
Facts.
women play those games too. She know that's all you want, and she like, well, I ain't had none in a minute, and the Lord want me to stop having sex. He'll send me a husband, cause his fault.
Mm.
It's his fault that you whoring. It's the Lord's fault. If He had just sent you a husband, you wouldn't be sleeping around like this.
First off,
If I
just
hear
in the
that one
A
more
lot
chat,
was
time,
said. A lot was said
in
on
the
that
chat, if you had a dude spin the block on you in the last 30 days, drop me in the chat.
Oh, that's
Just so I
gotta
could
be.
just see,
One. It's got to be 100%
just so I can
Drop
see
me.
what's going on in the chat right now. Drop a me if in the last 30 days. But go
That's
ahead.
got to be 100% of people. So I'm looking at this because I'm trying to like catch all the angles on this thing, and it says like you've been on my mind. I miss your energy. Those are the more. See those are
what
the
energy, Ryan?
yeah
What
yeah
energy?
and see
Let's talk about the energy. What energy?
low self esteem. That's really what they're referring to
Or
because
lustful
a
energy?
lustful energy. But it's really because the thing is, that's what you talk about. What it is low self esteem because. First off, how you got to think about that's what is reciprocated from the guy, right? The guy, he's bored, he's watching TV, he's playing a video game, he's doing things to distract him from the life that he has to live tomorrow, right? Goals, ambition, these things, and these things can, I'm not saying that you're a broke dude if you're in a situation, right? This is any dude. Any dude can have these waves of low self-esteem, and I don't know why this is. For whatever reason, like sometimes low self-esteem is kind of tied to like lustiness as well. Like you not really feeling yourself. You could be doing better, but you kind of have like this. I don't know what it is. It's like it kind of seeps in there. All of a sudden, you're like, well, this is a good time to have sex. This is a good time.
Because somebody's desiring me.
Yeah,
They're lusting after me. They want me.
Yeah,
So yes, it is seething low self-esteem. It makes you say, I need somebody to want me right now. I need somebody to choose me.
and I'm looking at
I
this.
need
See,
somebody to desire me.
Tar, check this out because I think I could be. This is back in the past, back to old me, but I will be a little bit more smooth than this because you can get texts like this that are much better than this, like a little bit more, a little tricky, right? You can text a girl and be like, "Hey, was that you I just seen in the mall?"
Oh, wow.
Those the catch ones. It's like
Right.
fishing. You throw them all out, and it's things that you can kind of get out of at some point, right? Because it doesn't make it doesn't make you thirsty to run into somebody at the mall, so it's not really overt. But when you get a
Right.
response, that's when you can all of a sudden, boom, now it's a conversation. Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay.
That I thought that was you. What you been up to?
First of all, if they even respond to a message, especially knowing whatever past y'all done been through, if she even responds
that's
in any light,
correct.
you already know it's going down.
That's exactly what it
Yeah,
is. So
she's
it's
interested.
so you really don't even. It's like a bandit sign.
Yeah.
It's just like you think like, who is calling a sign? It's a random sign on the side of the street. In marker, it's yellow. It says we buy houses, and you would think, who would stop at a light and actually dial that phone number?
Somebody.
Somebody.
Somebody going
They
through
wouldn't
it.
have it out there if they wasn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody
But
doing it.
what kind of situation you got to be in mentally? You got to be hot, piping ready. Ready to get into some destruction.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's just a
Y'all
lot.
spirit are aligned, whether you know the enemy tapped you to go bait somebody else, and then he tapped them to receive the bait. I don't think people understand spiritually what's happening. And because they don't think of it as a spiritual thing, they don't respond in the spirit. and say, God, I feel like that thought that just entered my mind, because he tells us to take captive our thoughts. We don't go to it spiritually and say, no, devil, I know you trying to give me that thought process. No, thank you. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to go bait that woman to sleep with me. I'm not about to mess with her. I have no intentions toward that lady. I am not calling her just to bait her, especially when I know she will receive me. We talk about that. Our responsibility towards other people is, if you know you're not going to be with this woman and you're really just going to cause some heartache, why even call her? So you have to cast down that thought when it comes to you, like, why am I being used as a constant instrument of wickedness in the lives of people? Why am I a little demon?
Tar, let me ask
Like, why do I want to do this?
I want to ask you this, Tar. What age of women do you typically counsel?
Oh, it's all over at this point.
What's the highest
I'm
age range?
getting,
The highest age you say?
I'm getting people in their 60s at this point.
Okay, so let's say, because Tanya's 29. Let's say a woman is 50, 60. Is this can this work on a woman that's 50 or 60?
Yes, it does work on women that are 50, 60. Absolutely. And sadly, you would think this is crazy. It's working on a lot of them very well, worse than some of the younger ones, because they really do feel like they're out of the range for getting married. So they're taking all the booty calls because they're like, I can't even get pregnant. So they not think about even STDs. So you have people in their 50s and 60s really in the streets right now, because pregnancy is not part of their risk.
Wow.
And so they're not even thinking they can get married, because they're like, that train has gone for me. So all I can do is get a booty call. Oh, you got women, trust me, in their 50s, still sleeping with men, still going to cigar bars, still showing up in spots.
That's why you go see
Wait, is that the spot?
Let me tell you, that's why you see the older. You pull up at the cigar bar. That's what. Let me tell you.
Okay,
They
is that
still
the
go.
spot? Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, but they never got out of that. And then especially the ones that got crushed later in life. I told you, some of them, that's just their lifestyle. And then some of them looking for a baller. There's some women that are not looking for genuine relationship anymore. They got hurt long time ago, and they just looking for money. So they go in there really just looking for a boyfriend, sugar daddy, somebody to pay their bills. It's terrible.
So first of all, when I said drop them me's, if somebody hollered at you, the me's went crazy. Shout out to one of our initiates in here. She looked like she got that blue sticker next to it as well. Christina Sanders said, "Me just yesterday."
Wow.
So let me tell you, it's really going down in here. All right? It's really going down.
Christina, I want to hear all of this. Listen, we getting ready to. Well, the hotline is open. We're getting ready to bring people up just shortly, but the hotline is open. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, but
Yes.
you literally join us tonight. I want you to get right here live in person with Tara, and I'm finna drop that in the chat right now.
Now this was one of the common.
Almost 600 people in the room right now.
Big shout out. This was one of the common thing back in the day in my heyday. One of the common thing I used to hear from the freaks, Tara. Okay, for some reason, all they love language will touch. Right?
Slayer.
That's like the love language. My love language is to be touched. Now, I'm not saying that your love language is not touch. I don't want to say that that's not true. But could it be that the reason you love being touched so much is coming from a place that we really got to investigate?
Yeah. They're lustful. Who don't like to be touched? Come on now. But when you know you're not married and you're trying to be abstinent and you're not trying to commit, and I got to talk to the Christians. Why are you touching on people? Why are you getting super close when you know? Why are you getting all warmed up and touching up under a man knowing that you're not trying to take it there? If you're not trying to take it there, why are you getting him warmed up? Why are you trying to see if he's sexually attracted to you? Why are you trying to see this lustfulness? And so then when he responds to you, then now, oh, you trying to sleep with me? Girl, you know what you're doing. Why are you touching all over man knowing he's going to respond? Men are very physical. So you rubbing all on his chest. You under the table rubbing on his thighs. I just like to touch somebody. So, sweetheart, when y'all end up sleeping together, You initiated that. A lot of men, they will try to touch you a little bit when they first meet you, maybe the small of your back, your arm, but they just testing to see, is she gonna touch me back? Is she gonna allow this touching? And if you sit there and just allow a strange man or some man you just met touching all on you, you know, I remember going on a date. Now this years ago. Y'all know I've been married about 20 years. So years ago when I was still dating. Nice guy went out on a date with. When I say great conversation, is no reason we shouldn't have went on a second date. But on the way home, he was walking me up to my apartment, just to walk me up to my apartment. And I probably would have let him in just to talk. But on the way up the stairs, I'm in front of him. He grabs my butt on the way up the stairs, like, let me help you up.
Slayer.
It's somebody
No,
I
that's-
just met.
That's
We had one date. And I turned around like, what about me made you think you could touch my behind like that? I was like, have a good night. Like, have a good night. He's like, what's wrong? I said, no, have a good night. Because I'm like, I wouldn't dare bring him in my house. If you touching my behind, is nothing that night indicated that he was that type of person. Great conversation, but his brain went stupid when he walked behind me up the stairs, I guess, and he saw my behind.
Well, that was.
So the next
let me
day-
confirm. Was that the date ending? By the way, like he was walking you home.
Yes.
Oh,
He,
that's
he literally was walking me. My apartment was on the second floor. So he's like, I'm going to walk you to the door. I said, thank you. So he's walking me. So I'm walking up the stairs in front of him. And he just couldn't resist and just grab my behind. I was confused. And so the next day he's calling. I didn't answer. And he said, he just kept blowing my phone. Anything wrong? I thought we had a great night. So I called him. I said, because let me help him out for his next person, because it wasn't me. And I said, sir, why would you grab my behind going up the stairs? Oh, I didn't mean nothing by it. You know, you attractive. I thought we was vibing. I said, we were. Again, why would you touch me like that? What made you think that you could touch me that way? Why would you even assume? And he said, well, I said, I'm sorry. So y'all women don't give a man a chance. I said, no, I gave you a chance and you blew it. And I said, I know you're not the man for me, because my future husband would never do that to a woman. I don't even know who my future husband is, but he would never date a woman and touch her behind going up the stairs. And I was like, don't call me no more. And so, of course, he ain't going to spin the block back because I said, you can lose my number, because why would you do that? But there are women that would think that was sweet or cute or he's confident. I like that. I like that.
Hey, let
He's
me tell you.
aggressive. He know what he want and he go for it.
That's a
So you end
that's
up
a
with
classic.
this managed man.
That's a classic try right there. Okay, because
Oh.
ladies, let me tell you, when it's time to get to that house, especially, and most guys know, especially if you got like just even an ounce of game. Some guys will even play it cool, not even really be up on you the whole time, just
The
to
whole
really
night.
create this level of a perception that he's not
Self-control.
wanting it.
Right.
But if he really there for the sex, the hand will eventually show. Because right there at the end, when it's time to walk into that house, is do or die. Try her up. We used to ask each other that. How about, did you try her up?
Yeah.
Because right there, it's
Wow.
like, why not?
It
The
was
night
like,
in-
yeah. Try.
The house right there.
Yeah. That was like mandatory. You had to try.
It's like you had to try. The night by the end.
That's
Yeah.
that's so
First off-
terrible. You know how many good women y'all just
Well, oh yeah.
I just hope they learn it now.
Well, but you know, but the thing is, the messaging it can get all confusing, because there are women out there that will be like, hey, if he didn't try for physical contact, if he didn't try to kiss me at the end of the night, if he didn't try to get invited to my house, then that is a red flag. So
you can grab a lady's hand and kiss it and say, you're so beautiful. Like classy men are gone. When I
No,
say
we don't-
in
yeah.
the trash. Yeah, because it's a way of telling a woman she's attractive and I really enjoyed the night. Thank you so much. Can I get a hug? And you give an actual appropriate hug and say, thank you so much. I hope to see you tomorrow. But y'all so thirsty and so impatient and dogmatic. I'm going to get it tonight, because I just paid $25 for her for this chicken dinner and you want payment back. So she's a whore now. I need payment for that meal I just bought. Disrespecting who she is, dropping her character. And it's just ridiculous. Like there's a point I tell the ladies, pay for your own food at this point. When you dealing with certain type of men, it's like, if you think that you deserve my body for a chicken dinner, let me give you your $25, $26 back, because I'm not, like, my body's worth more than that meal. But you got to be a woman that believes that. But some women, they want the end of the nightcap. That's what the old people used to call it, the nightcap.
Okay.
Yeah.
We call it something a little different.
But
But let me tell you.
call it, so I could be up on it when I hear it.
Listen, the game ain't changed though. The game
Facts.
Oh, no.
the game has not changed. It's all still the very same.
It's all action verbs.
It's-
Slay, smack, tap.
Thrash.
Thrash.
Thrash. Y'all, it was women back then who did that too. Like the ladies today, I don't think they say, oh, women today are promiscuous. They was promiscuous back there too, and a lot of them didn't get married either. They didn't get married either. They never found a husband either. This game has been going on for a long time. Pimps and women hoarding themselves is old. That's old.
Age old game right
You just got
there.
to decide which one you are.
That's so true, y'all. Because ladies, I'm gonna be honest. It ain't no. I literally, and I remember these women. It's literally women that would take pride in their sex game, take pride in their head game.
Never say that.
Take
Never say
pride
that.
in all of those different things, and you really think that actually is gonna somehow lead you to this noble man that is gonna love and care for you for the rest of your life. I did not at all marry any of those things. Like that was like that's not even in a man's consideration.
At least
It's like it's like best head I ever got, check. Right? Best sex, check.
Check.
Like that's
she know exactly what she doing with
it
that
ain't
booty.
it ain't top 25
Nah, it's not. It's
things
not.
that you considering.
And it's funny because when you hear that, like, because women will flex, and it's like, man, instantly trash. You're trash. Like, that is instantly, you say those types of things, you in the dating phase, a man is not
And when
saying,
you say
I'm
flex,
more.
I'm bringing context. You said Ryan is saying women will actually brag about those things that they can do.
Oh, yeah, head, sex, throw it back. It's
That's
like,
ridiculous.
it's a full flex. But as soon as a man hears that, especially one that is considering, potentially taking you seriously, you immediately thrown in the trash bin. Like, whatever I thought this was going to be is no longer an opportunity because you already exposed
But
yourself.
I want to say they thrown in the trash bin, but they over here they put.
The level of this is different category.
Oh,
you
yeah.
placed right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So they
Because how,
gonna,
did, 'cause how did
Contact
they
between
become the
10 and
best?
midnight.
Because how did they become the best? How much practice they got? Like,
That's
because
what you
that's what
think.
I would assume as a man is, if you the best.
That's the thing. And then
So
don't do it.
you've been practicing.
First off, that's what I always think.
that's it.
The better it
That's
is,
right.
the more experienced I think you are.
For,
I'm like, oh no, too.
Right. That means
That was
to get
too
to be the
good.
best, how do you know that? How many
Yeah.
men told you you were the best? So now this gonna be your wife, and y'all walking up on men in the street like your wife is the best. She is. I don't know if you know. See, I never part of my purity dealing with when I was a young woman, when I decided to follow God, and I was like, you know what? I don't want too many men to be able to walk up on my husband and give him that look like, I've been with your wife. I just didn't want that. I was like, I don't want another man to even have that on my husband, that he also knows what I look like naked. Like he also knows how I am in bed. I had such a pride about me. Like, no, I don't want any man to be able to wink at me whenever I'm standing next to my husband. Like, yeah, she's nice. That we don't have enough women that have that level of pride and value. Is I don't want other men to be able to tell my husband they even been with me.
That remind me of that I think it was Kid and Play, that Bernie Mac scene when he was sitting at dinner when he knew the dude's wife.
oh yeah. yeah.
I knew I remembered you.
That's honestly.
See, that's not cute. Like, we got to
Yeah.
care about our future spouse. Like, as men, how many women you want walking up to your wife looking at her like, yes, he is nice. Mm-hmm.
Tyra, let me tell you, that's a worst nightmare of mine, especially as a man who I'm very socially like equipped, especially in Atlanta. Like I got a lot of relationships. I've been in a lot of different rooms, a lot of well-to-do brothers here. And I'm gonna be honest, especially, especially the black, entrepreneurship creator community, it ain't really even that big here in Atlanta. It's a couple degrees of separation.
Yeah, you got to play it smart.
So, I was very clear. This was a triggering conversation because even before, a couple weeks ago, we did an episode that was so triggering to the ladies because we brought up the conversation of knowing your partner's sexual history and some of the things that you want to talk about. And I communicated that was a conversation that I had. Like, I did talk about, whether or not you may have had a relationship with anybody I know, anybody I'm close to. Like the number of sexual like these are things we talked about because as a man, that kind of keeps you up at night with thinking that you might have had or could possibly be with a woman who could have been in the same circles of men you shake their hand every day. So that's just a real thing that
Can I say this? Some of the married people, the reason why the mystery of their bedroom loses its flavor is because it's not a mystery. It's not a shared secret between the husband and the wife. When you have been out here in the streets and so many people know your bedroom behavior, you and your husband or you and your wife, there is no shared secret. See, one thing about keeping your bedroom experience still something worthy of saying this is sensual, this is something between us, is that we ain't been in the bed with a bunch of folks. To be able to say only you know what I look like, only you know the stuff I do in bed, keeps the sexual relationship between you and your spouse something beautiful, something mysterious, something sacred. But when you in bed with all these people, ain't nothing sacred between you and your wife because she know and Tiffany know and Keisha know and Nicole know. But if only you and your wife, like only me and my husband know that nature about each other. We only see each other in a certain light. So it keeps the mystery of our bedroom and that secret, keeping the marriage fresh. A lot of people don't even know how they're weakening the strength of the marital bed they have with their spouse because it ain't no secret. The whole streets, all of Atlanta know what you like in the bed.
Man,
It was a nightmare.
that's some good game right there. We got a couple super chats, man. Big shout out to everybody super chatting. Send your super chats. We're going to get you involved in the conversation as well. The hotline is here. So if you want to come backstage, we're going to drop the hotline in the chat and we can go ahead and check it out. We still kind of in the X-Files here. So hold quiet. We usually need to get people in back on the link yet. Click the link so you can join.
We got people in the back right now. So actually, we getting ready to bring people up just shortly. So y'all continue to hang back there. Just a minute. We're going to bring you up to speak live to Tara right now. And for everybody that's in the chat, call www.callinnow.com. You can type that into your phone, or you can go to the bio on this actual YouTube video, or if you're sitting and you actually looking at the chat on your phone, all you got to do is look at the very top. The link is pinned in the chat. Yep. That's callinnow.com. So, yeah, remove that. Yeah, callinnow.com. But I want to do this real quick. Shout out, because it's kind of big. Honestly, Slave for Christ. We should give a shout out to Slave for Christ.
Man, big shout out to Slave for Christ, man.
Yeah, and especially because it kind of coincides with the special announcement.
Yeah.
So this is big, too. So Slave for Christ is, well, we'll talk about that in a second. But, hey, Tyshawn, nice ring. And Ryan, when is yours? Saw you at the Cab Farmers.
He did? Wait, did he speak to you?
It's possible. I don't know.
Well, we saw a picture of Slave for Christ. He like the little light skin, like you like the light skinned Asian looking dude, right? I think he like Blasian looking.
I don't know. See, the thing is, first off, so I meet a lot of people there.
Matter of fact, he looked just like the damn character right there. Hey,
first off, they
shout out
say we look
Christ,
like Bert and
man.
Ernie. That's what they be saying about us.
They do be saying we look like Bert and Ernie, so that could be a play on us, actually.
Honestly, it's possible. If first off, he definitely did not say Slave of Christ, because otherwise I would have instantly knew what the situation was. So, yeah, I'm sure that if they said they saw me, met me, I probably would.
Okay.
I meet people there all the time.
There we go.
Yeah, but I think a woman thinking it's a red flag to not try nowadays is possibly a gay TL thing. I could be wrong. Shrugs. Shout out to Slave of Christ. But anyway, this gets us into the new announcement, guys.
For sure.
Tashawn and I, we creatives at heart. We do a lot of crazy stuff. Sometimes it don't go all the way right, and sometimes it does go all the way right. One of the things that we launched and are looking that we launched last year that went all the way right was Hardly in Love. We even started a new YouTube channel for it.
Oh man, that's
Grew,
beautiful.
I think 10 episodes, grew over 5,000 subs. Had, I think, on the last couple of episodes, maybe 1,000 to 1,200 people live.
In just a few,
In just a
few weeks.
Just a few weeks. So it was incredible. We had hundreds of people sign up to get on the show and join us. And, you know, back then it was really a mourning, like I almost cried because we had to walk away from Hardly in Love. But
It was too much.
it was too much. But this is the thing, guys. Hardly in Love is back.
Woo!
It is back. But after much heated debate and counseling and consultation, all things in between, we decided to bring it to the Hardly Initiated platform. We no longer want to split the people that support us most. You're going to have Hardly in Love every Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST. And you're going to have this live show, which is live life and relationship advice, every Thursday at 7 p.m. So
Yeah.
we're really taking care of the full spectrum. We're going to have fun. We're going to do the single shout out. We're going to do a little dating on Tuesday. Then we're going to swing back around. And because not everybody who actively dating need to be, first off, some of y'all just need to be here only.
Transforming.
Only on
Healing.
Thursdays. It's all about transforming. You're not ready to get back out there. You apprehensive about getting back out there. This is for you. This is Thursday.
And some of y'all gonna be doing both, right? Because we all healing. It's a process, but we still are in a place where we are open to connection and even showcasing ourselves. So Single Shout Out is here. It's a place where the singles gonna link and mingle, have a good time. You're gonna be rocking with us. We're gonna be promoting y'all. We're gonna be playing some games together on live. So can we drop that
Yes.
casting form?
yes.
Yes, we will be dropping the Hardly in Love casting form as well. You can go
Yeah.
ahead and sign up if you're watching the replay. Just sign up in the description so we can give you a call and get you scheduled for the future shows.
Yeah.
Or you can just pull up as well and join that way as well. But I really want people to fill out that form so we can have people scheduled to be on the show.
I'm gonna drop it in just a minute. Shout out to Angela Brown who helped us out, gave us major consult. Shout out to KT as well, Couture, Barnett who gives us consult. Not only on the community but also when it comes to what we should be putting out. Shout out to Practitioner Her who I spoke to for probably a good 30 minutes. And some of our niches really know what's going on. And KN just summed it up right here. That's a good idea. Less stress, give the best content. That's KN, how did you know? That's exactly what it is. Less stress, the best content. We know what we're going to be doing every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're not trying to build the circus every Tuesday and Thursday and get completely thraxed from the work effort and energy that it takes to put in. But do 2 shows that we know we can have a good time, we can learn, we can grow, and that we can do consistently. And that's really it.
So
I'm
so
turned
guys,
up.
check it out. You're gonna see those coming, and we'll still be bringing you some of the deep dives. We'll still be bringing in some debates. We'll bring those as events, so we'll keep you guys up to date. Make sure you subscribe to the platform so you can know when all this is happening. I know we got some people backstage. If you're here for the initiation hotline, drop it in the chat what you want to communicate about, so we know. Drop in the chat, in the backstage chat, by the way, what you want to talk about. And if you're not backstage and you want to talk to Tara, come back here, because tonight we asking questions all related to your dating and relationship life. You heard the X-File. If you did not, you're going to have to run it back. But let me ask you this, man. Did you want to go ahead and push another? Because we actually got another one. We got another X-File. How you feeling, big dog?
No. We good on the X-Files today. The important thing is email us all your X-Files at info@hardlyinitiated.com. It's also this new cool feature. I don't know if you can pull that up where you can post. You can actually it says like on the phone it says visit community, where you can actually post. So if you feel comfortable enough, you can actually post your X-Files there as well. If not, just go ahead and email it at info@hardlyinitiated. Make sure to include just your first name, your age, and where you're from, and we will keep your email information and full name and all that private, so you don't got to worry about that. And Lano, take us in, man. We ready.
Hotline bling.
They do it.
Yeah.
I know when that hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
There it is. So it looks like we got, let me just check here. And let me just come. Oh, actually, by the way, if you're backstage, I really need you to turn your mic on. I mean, your camera's on if you're backstage. It looks like I got Bev. And first of all, Bev been there since the beginning.
Facts.
Bev jumped on here. Bev, you must really have something to speak about. We got the initiation hotline rolling here. If you don't know, We talking dating and relationships tonight. If you come on the stage, I want you to be brief and brilliant. Okay, name, age, location, relationship status, and we want you to go ahead and fire off with your question here tonight. And I can't see. Does anybody got their cameras on?
Bev has her camera on.
Bring Bev
All right,
up. Let's
bring
talk to Bev
Bev
real
up on
quick.
stage. Bev, come on to the stage now. Bev,
What's up, Bev?
what up with you, Bev?
Hey everybody.
What's up, Bev?
I wasn't sure about coming on stage, but I love you guys, and I started with you guys during Fight the Flesh series.
Yeah.
So yeah, and going strong, but I can definitely relate to tonight's topic. So I'm 40. I live in Middle Tennessee, and I'm a single mom, and I'm very attacked spiritually.
What's
you
your
know,
hold
a
on,
lot.
wait, can I get your relationship status?
Single.
There we go. Okay, single. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let you continue. What was your question?
Well, I've been momming it for a while. And so now that my kids are older, I'm getting back into dating, but it's very hard because it's a whole different world since I'm 40. And it was a lot different. So dating online is different. The guys' tactics are different. And if they know that you want a godly relationship and you're searching for that, I even had guys go to the extreme to perceive to be that godly man that, and the enemy would give him all the tactics because, right, it starts in childhood. The enemy knows how to get us from childhood. He's worked on our ways. So we have to be aware of that. And so it's just, I still trip up though, and still fall for even the guy that acts like he's got all his cards out and is talking all the godly things and doing all the godly things. And I'm looking for the fruit, and there's great fruit, but then other spirits come out that are not godly spirits, and they're demonic spirits. And I'm trying to find a way to stop, like she said, just block them, hang up on them, tell them it's over if that's the first red flag you get. I've started to be that person that's like, well, why not give a second chance, And I don't really think I should be wasting time on second chances at my age. So how do I fill out really if someone is, just a fake?
Right.
How do I
So,
spot a phony?
Yes. Thank you.
So that fruit of the spirit, Bev, the patience, the kindness, the gentleness, the self-control. When a man tells you he cannot control himself, he is letting you know exactly where he is in his walk. And I know, a lot of people say it's very hard to not have sex before marriage. Yeah, we know. Everybody
We
knows
know.
that. I don't know why people believe like there's a segment of the population that can do it and the other segment of the population just can't. No, there's a segment of the population that just won't. And they have decided that I'm going to get all the marital things before marriage, and I'm not going to wait till I have a godly commitment with somebody. So we have to weed out those people, and you weed them out by when you see the fruit. And I know sometimes you're like, I don't want to be mean. I want to give them a second chance.
I was
There's
that
nobody
people pleaser
perfect.
before I found
Yeah.
God and became a God pleaser. So
Yeah. And you may still have portions
Yes.
of people pleasing.
like boundaries have been, made.
Yes.
Like now I know my self-worth, and like you said, I don't want to give away wife things to men that are not going to be my husband. I want my husband to feel special, like your husband, and know that, hey, I've only got what, Tara's given me. No other man has experienced this spiritual loving side of Tara. And you guys securely know that. Like, that's what I
Right.
want,
And so you have to sift through people. My husband wasn't the first man I met. he wasn't.
That's real.
God didn't keep me hidden from everybody, and then boom, I met my husband. No, I tell people I had a little boyfriend since kindergarten.
Exactly.
Right. I remember his name, Derek Turner, at Capitol View Elementary School in Atlanta. I have had a little boyfriend coming for me since kindergarten, which would be my
Yes.
girlfriend. So I tell people by the time I met my husband, and I knew he was just simply because he came at me differently. It's so bizarre because I said, "Oh, I've had people come at me, and it was the same way, same way. All of them trying to touch on me, feel on me, have sex with me. They talk like they want to know me. Then it's like, okay, well, now can you send me a picture or something? And it's like I knew all of that. I had dealt with all of that. When I met my husband, the reason why I knew he was my husband, because his approach was completely different. He made me feel safe. I felt peaceful with him. He was not coming at me lustful. There was no spirit of lust on that man. And yes,
Mm.
truly, I was like, is something wrong with me? But no, he was interested, but he was not trying to do that. And it wasn't that he wasn't attractive. I knew that he was, but he was okay for the long game because he was looking
Mm.
for a wife. So he's like, of course I'm attracted to her, but I also care about her. So my heart was important to him. Our conversations were important. He was looking for a wife. And I think sometimes we think men are looking for wives, and we're
Mhm.
not really asking that true question about are they looking for wives? Because men that are looking for wives move different.
Mhm.
There's just a different set of questions they're asking you, a different intentionality towards you. They're not
Like
going
questions I
straight to you.
have for them.
Yes, they will have questions
Mhm.
for you too because they don't want to waste their time. They're not looking for women that are not serious about them. So they're going to ask
Mhm.
you very direct questions about your values, your integrity. They're going to
Mhm.
ask you
That makes
questions.
sense.
A man that's not really asking you questions, like
Shoot.
deep, heartfelt, value-centered questions. He's like, I like your perfume. Your hair pretty.
Yeah.
You
Outfit
look
looks
good.
good. I like your style.
Right. All they're going to talk about is your looks and physique.
Mhm.
They're going to talk about your attractiveness. A
Yes.
man that is lustful or all he wants is your body is going to be zoned in on your body. So you're going to get a lot of compliments. That used to turn me off. If I'm
Yes,
with a
that turns
guy,
me off too.
yeah, it's like, oh, you got a nice shape, sir. Have a
Mhm.
good day. Like, I know what we about
Exactly.
to do. So, and
Mhm.
I'm not, you don't have to get into long with them. You just know what they're looking for. And
So
it's
my
like, that's
last
his,
Hold on,
relationship.
wait, Bev. Hold on, wait. Actually, that's what I want to get real quick before we just kind of go off into it because this can get this can get real. You getting going straight therapy right now. I want to get a picture of it though. When was the last relationship?
So just recently, and when I met him,
Whoa, hold on, wait. Just recently is in timeline.
so we met online in the end of June. So June this summer, and we started dating, going out on dates for, I have a big rule. I don't give my address out to people. Like I said, I'm a single mom who lives at home. This is our safe house, so I don't give my address to anyone. I have to really get to know a person to give them my address. And so I would never give my address. He was okay with that. We would go and meet out in public and stuff, and he would talk about, his desires and stuff and what he wanted. But the relationship started off on a lie. He told me he lived alone because I had a set of questions when we sat down for our first dinner. And I'm like asking him these questions, and he's like, yeah, I just got a condo recently in May. And I was like, okay. And so as we would talk throughout the next couple of weeks, I would hear like a female's voice in the background or something. And I'm like, well, I'm not giving anything up besides getting free meals, right? And some good conversation. So I'm just going to keep going out. And I ask him in person because those are things I like to see what a guy looks like or their expression when I ask them, especially if I know they're lying. So I asked him, I said, do you have a roommate? He said, oh, yeah, I roommate with a girl. I was like, oh, you left that out on our first date. Said, yeah. He goes, well, I met her jogging like a year ago, and she was living in a house and it caught on fire, and she was staying in a hotel with her daughter, and she's 12. And so I decided my lease was up and I was going to get us a place because she didn't have good credit, but we were just friends. So I let that slide. I'm like, okay, he's being a little bit honest, but I know that they were dating. I know they were hooking up. I know that they got this place together. Um, so long story short, a couple more weeks go by and we're out on another date. And I asked him again, I said, well, I I think you need to become like completely honest with me. I feel like there's more to the story with your roommate. I don't think you met her jogging. I think you knew her. I think you've been dating her. And he was like, yes, you're right. I just didn't know how to tell you. And I said, so you've only been single for 2 months? I've been single working on myself since 2023, looking for, he goes, no, but I promise it's nothing. It's just the roommate. I said, well, then if it's nothing, if you should be convicted about this, if you're a believer, and you should be getting your own place if you guys aren't together. And so then for the next
Hold on,
4 weeks.
Let me cut it here because I want to get. I gotta get the condensed version of this story.
Well, you got to dig in because it sounds like you knew the possibility of him having dealt with the girl in the past.
That I was gonna absolutely.
But-
Yes.
Yeah, but what do you think made you continue with that situation?
Because
Like,
it seems like when the
Yeah.
girls' voices happened, when you heard those voices, weeks still went on past that. Like we spent
Yes.
weeks after the voices. Why weeks?
I wanted to hear the truth, and I didn't think he'd give it to me right away. And I felt like I deserved that, because
but
he like,
here's my thing. right
why
here.
weeks?
That's the question. Because why didn't you deserve the truth that day or the next day? Why did you deserve the truth weeks after?
I'm mad at myself about that. You're right. I don't know why I did that. I feel like that was a trick of the enemy, because what I was going to say after was he started sending me morning prayers, including my kids, my animals, my mom, every day for the next 4 weeks. He's sending me these prayers, and he knew that God first, then me, then them. That's my motto, And so, yeah. So long story short,
Hold on,
we were
wait,
going to
wait,
go
wait.
out to eat.
Question. He sent your kids prayers?
Yeah, no, he sent me prayers, including my family, children, and everything. So he was going that deep into trying to connect with me spiritually to see if he could get there sexually with me.
So because
you know what I mean?
So because the prayers were coming in and you saw this spiritual investment, you said, let me just delay this hard conversation to see if there's a woman there because I'm getting some morning prayers.
Yeah.
And food and meals.
And
Yeah,
free-
yes, food and meals. Yes.
She did mention free food. So free
Comedy
food,
shows,
free
I mean-
food, and can we also
nice restaurants.
can we
wait,
also
so she was
admit?
paying that.
Say it again now.
So you covering all of these expenses?
No, he was.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
understood,
he
understood.
did.
That's the
Okay.
benefits of.
Understood.
We're right now. We're calculating the benefits of this relationship.
I won't try it.
And
Yes.
I don't know if we actually mentioned this, but I can imagine the thought of being confrontational and thinking that if his answer is something that you didn't like, you would have to end that. Did that also
So it
prevent you?
happened.
Did that also
No.
prevent you from talking about that because you would potentially have to lose morning prayers and free meals?
No, that's okay. I just realized that was my weakness, and I need to know. I needed to pray a little more, so I got my Bible out some more. I started listening to some more self-help podcasts regarding God. To be honest, I was like,
I'm gonna be. Look, and let me tell you why this is so important, and that's why I got to cut it off and ask this, because sometimes the ladies too, y'all like to give every detail except those details, because you got to read in between the lines to get those very important parts in these stories.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. Some of y'all Christian girls are some of the easiest to manipulate. Because
Yes,
if I just
that's-
tell y'all how much I love God, and now I'm gonna be honest with you. In my heyday, I've never pulled this tactic. I was never that guy. I've been a lot of different savage
I've
guys,
watched you.
but
I've never heard you say that.
I've never been the dude who's been, but I hear it
Yeah.
all the time. All a dude gotta do is hold your hand and pray a couple times, maybe hit a Bible study with you, watch some church on TV, and he's smashing. Honestly,
goodness.
some of the
Just
Christian
bring that
ladies,
food.
y'all are some of the easiest to manipulate, because all you gotta do is throw a little God in the game, and y'all goo for Gaga. So it's kind of crazy. And again, Bev, way to be a good case study.
What
here.
happened?
I'm talking to
Yes.
I'm talking to the masses, Bev. This ain't about you totally. But this is really, really, really important, because we got
It
a
is.
lot of emails from ladies complaining about actually communicating with brothers who are like, you talking about Christian influencers,
Yes.
well known in the space. And because, especially if a brother come with, he's a perceived man of God, he could pretty much have his way
Mm.
with a woman, his absolute way. But I think that's very important for us to hone in on there.
We're gonna use the super chat 'cause this is easy now. Now, if we get, we get our initiates on, they on live, they on with Tar. If sometimes we don't catch everything, and sometimes y'all got better questions to dig a little bit deeper into the situation than us. So if that is you, I want you to drop while they're up here speaking to all three of us. I want you to drop your super chat, and I will make sure that we address your super chat before they actually leave us on stage. So I hope that makes sense. Drop your super chats. That specific question will be directed to whoever we got on stage at the time, and I'm gonna make sure I get it in and read it. But
There you have it.
We
So
good.
we got backstage. Who we got, Lionel, backstage?
I
We
line
got
blink.
Jennifer backstage.
Bring Jennifer up. Is Jennifer camera on?
Jennifer's camera is
Camera's
on.
got to be on, y'all. Camera's got to be on.
what's up?
What up, Jennifer? How you living?
Hi everyone. Hi Ryan. Hi Tashawn. Hi Tara. How are you?
Oh, we good. We good over
Yes,
here.
so-
So look, watch this because we got
What?
look the hotline flowing now. So I know Bev, she went ahead and she got it in. We're gonna keep it brief and brilliant how we typically do it. But what I want to do, because we got to get a snapshot of who you is. Give me your name, your age, location, and relationship status.
Yes, so my name is Jennifer Nichols. I am from Chicago, Illinois. I am married. I'm 41 years old.
There we go. All right, Jen, what's your question for us tonight?
Yes, so my question is, I am married. My question is, and I hope it's okay if I make a comment as well.
Go ahead.
Because I'm married, how do I reset my marriage? How do I date while I'm married? Because I feel like it's so many platforms for helping singles, and that's okay because it's needed. But when you are in your marriage and it's like you're restarting and you made those mistakes at the beginning of your marriage, or you made them before your marriage, how do you then recalibrate while you're in your marriage? Because this has been my passion, marriage relationships, and I've even searched the scriptures out regarding it. I've searched the scriptures, regarding the woman at the well. God gave me revelation about why he said that to her regarding her 5 husbands. And so now but I had to learn that in my marriage, right? So because I learned that in my marriage, that meant that I had to start praying about certain things I did before my marriage. So it's like I'm taking all these layers off. And so that's my question.
So let me
reset?
get a quick backstory on this, Jen. How long you been married?
Been married a while. So 21 in May.
Okay. 21 in May, and you said you had a restart. You mentioned the word restart with the marriage. When would you say the restart started? Is that like this year, this month? Is this something new?
Well, really my question is, how do I start afresh in a marriage? Because I'm always willing to learn and I'm always willing to grow. Because like I said, I'm passionate about marriage. I'm passionate about relationship and families. But my question is, how do I refresh when I've been married, and been in it for a while?
And Tara,
Okay,
I want to make sure I understand for the people because I want to know where we're going with this. Because
I know what she's asking.
Okay, because when she
yeah.
says refresh, also give us a snapshot of what she means by refresh while you answer this question.
So she's saying what all the married people do. After a while, you're like, we're in this pit, we're in this cycle, and wondering how do we now refresh it, make it better, make it more lively, bring the passion back, get the connection, get the vulnerability, because you can be in a marriage, especially 20 years like she is, where it can get stale, they're disconnected. Now that she's even learning new information, she wants to now implement those things in her marriage, but they have been in a cycle, they have been a certain way towards each other, they have a certain rhythm, and she wants a new rhythm in the marriage.
Tara,
she wants a new
thank
connection.
you so much for that. In fact, I'm sorry to cut you off, but this brings me now my line of questioning that I want before Tara goes in is going to be even a little bit better. Because Jen, being that that's now what it looked like you were affirming that is what she meant. Right now, would you say that you're a bit
Yes.
disconnected from your husband right now?
Oh man, we're okay now, but you know, in a relationship, when you've been in a relationship this long, you have your points. It's like your markers in the relationship. And it's like almost every 10 years or every 5 years you have to reset. And you know,
Better question.
and even though we're in
Because
a
I'm trying to get concrete answers so I can get a clear picture. On a scale of 1 to 10, how connected do you feel to your partner right now?
not a 7.
Okay, and is that the same intimately, or is intimately there's also a bit of disconnection as well?
I would say it's the same.
It's about the same. Okay. So it seems like we want, okay. So with that information that we have, because I wanted to get a picture of where you were or how disconnected it was, because it is a spectrum, because we've had a lot of married couples come on and you talking about, I haven't even saw my husband in the last year. I have not slept with my husband in 10 years. So it's levels to the type of disconnection. I feel like that would be able to give Tara a picture of how she needs to approach it. But go ahead, Tara. How should we approach this one?
Well, it's several ways. A lot of people come into marriage counseling periodically so that they can talk out their issues or get advisement from a counselor. I would say that's important too, because you don't have to go just because something's wrong. It's just to re-up and have some good advisement. Then you also go to marriage retreats, marriage conferences. That's something me and my husband do quite frequently. We do marriage conferences, but we will also go to marriage conferences around other happily married people who enjoy marriage, hearing their stories. Something me and my husband do every year is at the end of the year, and we're already planning our weekend now. We go away for a weekend just to talk about the marriage and the family. We do a year assessment where we say, how is this year for you? Is it anything that you're needing that you did not get from me in this year? Is it anything you want to see better next year for me as a wife, as a mother, for him, as a husband, as a father? We talk about our children, where they are, and plan for their next year, depending on what grade they're in, what activities they're in. And we just sit there and assess our family. We assess our marriage. We do that every year because we don't want years to go by where people are resentful, years to go by where people's feelings are not addressed, years to go by where we're not telling each other, please give me an honest assessment of how I'm showing up for you. How am I rendering this service as a wife to you? How am I rendering my service as a husband to you? We do not mind the feedback because we want to get it right. That's why our marriage is very tight and successful, because we have that assessment every year of where are we as a couple. I know sometimes the podcasts are a lot centered towards dating and single people, but like the podcast me and my husband do, we talk to a lot of married couples. So I don't think the guys would mind me mention that, but because we are a married couple, we speak to a lot of married couples about what the best practices are for their marriage. So there's so much free information out there as well about ideas and conversations between husbands and wives. But what you're talking about, I tell people the longer you're married, you can get a really great relationship. People really think the best of a relationship is in the beginning. That's not true. To me, once you've been with somebody so long and y'all love each other and know each other and have a history, you can actually have your best marriage in your latter years because you have spent time learning one another. I know what my husband likes and doesn't like. So I don't do the things he doesn't like, and I do all the things that he likes, and he does the same for me. We have a loyalty that makes us closer because we understand the support we have given each other over the years and what we have built in our marriage and family. So you can have better days. You should be more sexually experienced after 20 years, so even your sex should be different in a marriage after 20 years. You can't go stale.
I'm sorry.
So it's so much to do.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Tara, but I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like you're saying some really great things, Tara, but I still feel like Jennifer's like leaving something out that we're not getting to the root. Like, we speaking very generally right now. And with the initiation hotline, just as an example for everybody for the future, when you come on here, you got to be as honest as possible about what's happening. So we can't speak generally and give you these marriage tips, and we could really speak to your situation and really try to get you the game that we can get you in the amount of time you have.
And that's what's going to help a
Because
bunch of other people too,
This
all at
is
the same time.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, because the information, although you here asking the question, it's not just for you. That's the beauty of Harley Initiated. We teach and mentor thousands of people live. Jennifer, am I reaching on that, or am I right with my intuitive feeling that you ain't keeping it all the way real right now?
Yeah. Thank you, Tashawn. Yeah, you're on the money. The reason why I'm not saying everything, I know it's a lot of people watching, and
Right.
I am a woman of God. But I am going to say this. I'm going to bring this in. And if you can understand what I'm saying, if you get into a marriage unevenly yoked, but you didn't know, he said something before you got married, and then it changed after, and you're in the situation now, that's where I am, or that at least that's where I feel like I am. And yes, it's a lot I could say, but that is the I think that's the real question you're talking about. That's what I'm leaving out.
And just so we know, by the way, for anybody who really want to get to the real nitty gritty and you worried about this, you either gonna have to come up anonymous, or you send us over your X-Files info or Harley Initiated, so we can really pin it down and get absolutely 1,000 wow with it, because that's really how I like to have conversations here. And Jennifer, keep in mind, listen, I get, the concept of censorship and keeping peace in your home. I'm 1,000% with it, but it's hard for me to just to ask a very general question and we start talking general, because I feel like we not really digging deep how we supposed to be digging deep. You feel me though, sister?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No.
So that is my. Mhm.
No, go ahead.
No, that is my question. Okay, so before we got married, I asked the question, do you believe in God? But I guess that's not the same as walking in the Lord. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. So when we got married, I started to not see the fruit of the words. And so now I'm in it, though. I'm in it.
I think
So,
we got
so
it.
Jennifer,
we got it.
because
We got it.
Yeah, we got a question in here. Shout out to Slave for Christ. Says Jennifer, I would think that it's dependent on your husband if he is not understanding your needs or being aware of them. What does your husband believe? So I know you kind of mentioned that he said he believes in God. Like, is there any other context or any other detail besides he just believes in God?
Okay. I know that it does not mean you are a believer in Christ Jesus because you don't go to church. But I'll just give like an example of, like, if we're working on our marriage, I asked you if you want to do counseling. That's just an example of not being in alignment. So that's my issue, like the not being in alignment. And then I feel like it causes me to have to compromise because of some
What
of
are
the
you
things that I
compromising?
thought.
If you don't mind my asking, what is him not being close in his relationship, how is that affecting your relationship with God?
Certain things that he's doing, I'm affected by it. Or not doing. Yeah.
Okay. We would need to talk privately, because to give you full counsel and advisement, I need to know what those things are. So if you're not comfortable saying that here, I would say, let's make a private session, because I always tell the wives, if they don't come to counseling, that doesn't mean you can't, because counseling is sometimes you understanding how to deal with what you're going through, how to actually, and I do that for a lot of wives. It's okay, your husband is not saved. Okay, your husband is saved, but he's not walking in Christ. There's still a certain way you have to treat him in order to win him or even to deal with him, because there are certain things that, even though he said he was a Christian, there are certain fruit that you didn't probably see before you marry him. But depending on where you were it wasn't a big deal either because you may not have been strong in your walk or farther along, which that happens to a lot of women. When they are not in their walk, the red flags aren't there about the fruit because they don't really know the fruit. So later on, when you get your walk together with Christ and you have the fruit now, you're saying, okay, I need my husband to have the fruit because I see a difference now. Because when you have one person walking with Christ and the other one is not, now there's a big contrast. When y'all got married, there wasn't because you wasn't all the way there yet either, which is a lot of people when they get married young.
Yeah.
And so it is hard because you're like, I'm married to this person. So I can't just divorce them because they don't have this walk. And no, that's not the first thought you should take unless you're in an abusive situation. Okay. But if it's not an abusive situation, then that's more of God, help me to navigate discipling my husband because you can. And some of that discipling is how you respond to his weaknesses, how you respond to the things he's still caught up in, how you intercede and pray for him. What community do you have surrounding you all where you could probably connect with people that could speak to him, befriend him, mentor him, that are in the faith? There is a whole system that you got to put around yourself when you have a spouse that is not following Christ. You have to have a lot of support. If it's just you up under him all day, you're going to shrivel up and die. Like spiritually, you just shrivel up because he's not feeding into you. He's not pouring into you. In fact, he's draining you because you're worried about a lot of stuff. You're stressed out about a lot of stuff. And you saying, God, I really wish I had this man to pray with. I wish I had a man that we could cover this house with. But you're on your own. But you can do it. You can do it. It takes community. It takes your counseling. It takes your connection with God. Because the Bible even talks about it. We can win the unsaved husband. It says your spouse can be saved by you. So even if he just says, I believe in God, there's still something you can do to push that belief a little further. And then you got to have patience for his growth. You got to do that. You can't just try to jump him 15 steps. It got to be incremental things. It got to be, God, give me intuition about his heart, what he needs healing in. How can I be an instrument for you to reach my husband without you getting frustrated? Because a lot of women get very frustrated with their husband's lack of connection with the Lord. And then those behaviors just end up pushing him a little bit further back. So hopefully, you will make an appointment and we can talk a little bit more privately about what that looks like in your day-to-day.
So go ahead and book that appointment. But Jen, thank you so much for coming up on here on the Initiation Hotline today. And see, that's why, man, let me tell you, that's really why I wanted to go ahead. Because first of all, Tara be going in. You see, Tara will go in for about 6 minutes straight on y'all. And if y'all mess around and not give Tara the right information, y'all gonna be aiming Tara all the wrong ways and counseling. We was literally about to counsel you on spicing up your marriage, and then it went, and then with just a little bit more details,
something else.
It went to something totally different. And to be honest with you, I still think it's something. It's a few more pieces of information that's gonna literally even change what Tara just gave you just now. So make sure you get that. But just know, when you're on Hardly Initiated, baby, it's a safe space. All right, we love you, Jen.
Appreciate you, Jen.
Much love to you. And let's bring who else we got backstage?
Man.
Back here. Tara, what's your stamina?
800 people in the chat.
What's your stamina looking like tonight, Tara?
Just keep going, Tasha. And I'm
there we go.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know, Tara.
Everybody drop energy in the chat. Give us some energy. Drop energy in the chat for Tara here tonight.
Now, we pulled one out the chat tonight. We pulled up one out the chat tonight. This was Steph. Let me see. Steph had a username up here. She's gonna come on. She's gonna come on anonymous. And this got Steph Floss 101. Now this is the thing. We're gonna bring up people anonymously. We're gonna do it. Listen, we are gonna get this thing going with solving these problems and answer your questions in so many different ways. But what helps us out, if you check the link in the bio, and I'm gonna drop it again in the chat, and you could join us next week, the week after. We'll call you to get you on. So that way, once we know the story, not you, Steph. Not you, Steph. You good? Not Steph. You bring Steph up. Just bring Steph over.
First of all, you ain't supposed to be talking, Steph. You gotta wait till we introduce you to everybody.
Just bring up real quick. Just bring up. She here.
Wait, what's happening right now?
Come on. Listen, we getting you ready. Steph, you cool coming on anonymously, and I know some people prefer that. And if you do, or if you just prefer to get scheduled for another day, all you got to do is click the link and give us your information, and we'll make sure to take care of you. But this is actually a live call-in we're bringing on. We're bringing Steph from the chat. We got Steph ready?
And for those of you who don't know, by the way,
Bang her
every
up then.
Thursday night we run in the hotline. So if you want to be a part of the hotline, you can click and join. And we also, if you're watching the pre-recorded, the cast and performance below, go ahead and fill it out. We'll go ahead and schedule you for a future episode and get you right.
Steph is on stage.
Why you got my
Where's
girl
Steph
back
at?
here
Where's
frozen?
Steph?
He got my girl frozen on here looking, going out bad right now.
Steph is guest 2 right now. This is glitched out.
This is glitch.
Yeah, this is glitch.
So switch it again. So switch it. Let's
This
get
is
it.
about
Let's
to
get
be
it
a
back.
hilarious glitch because Jen is
They
about
all
to be.
glitch.
She's
They all
about to.
glitch.
She's about to be a star tonight.
Hold on. Don't press.
Yeah, get it switched up. This is crazy.
Yeah, we go.
Oh,
Hey,
oh, that's my background.
Yeah,
wow.
why is that doing that? Yeah, we can't do that. So
don't
how about
wor-
this? We
Don't
gonna-
worry, y'all.
Yeah, we gonna
Wait,
keep
since
it.
she's anonymous. Yeah.
She's
let's do
a-
it like
but-
that.
Just play the voice. We can play the voice
That's
right here.
okay.
We don't even need
That's
to see her.
So what's up,
Can you
Steph?
hear me?
Yep, we can hear you good.
Hey.
Start off with your
Okay.
your age and your location, if you could share that.
Okay, so my name is Stephanie. I'm 50, born in the South, raised on the East Coast,
Yeah.
lived in the North, but now I reside out West.
Oh, I like
My
that.
situation is a little bit
I
different.
like that.
Hold on, Steph.
But,
First
come
of all,
on, baby.
I be having to aim y'all because y'all be really ready to drop a whole
Steph got a personality.
monologue on us.
Oh,
Okay.
baby,
First of
do
all,
I
what's your
ever.
relationship status though?
I am currently a married woman for over 22 years.
Woo!
Ah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be celebrating. We got to hit a story.
And you know what? You know what I'm thinking? You know what's crazy? What I'm thinking? I'm thinking the marriages are probably the ones that we would need to do the anonymous for, specifically for
you know
the,
what?
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes like
I
a
mean,
man-
it just depends. It just depends.
situation.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, allow that person to decide whether they want to be anonymous or not. After tonight, after I finish
Of course, we got
spilling
you.
my tea,
Oh,
First
okay.
of all, your voice,
Then
you
maybe.
really got like
I love it.
like a narration
thank you.
voice. Like we need to put you behind a movie. Like that voice is
Oh,
beautiful.
well, thank you kindly.
I love it. It's like she would narrate Gone with the Wind or
Right,
something.
right.
All right, but look, how about
okay,
this? How about
okay.
this? Go ahead and aim this for us, okay? Because let's try to
Okay.
be brief and brilliant. When I come up here,
Exactly, because I
we gonna try
had
to.
decided that I was going to give you about a 300-second synopsis, and then I figured you can go from there.
How about
So
how
let's-
about you? How about you do it in 60? Do it in 60. Do it in 60.
No, I trust.
In 60, honey, I don't think so.
I
We
trust-
took up 60.
Steph, I trust you. Listen, I trust this
Oh,
300
thank you,
seconds. So
I love it.
Just know
Stephen, do
if
it.
y'all,
Just go,
if y'all
go.
hear this sound,
Hotline bling.
that mean it's time to wrap it up. But go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a married woman, as I stated. I have 3 children. I'm sorry, I have 6 children total. 3 are young, so they live with me. 3 are adults, they live elsewhere. So mine is not necessarily a question as much as it is a statement and advice. I'm a Christian woman. We have people out here in relationships with full-blown married covenant individuals living and perpetrating. Honey, like they are just the bee's knees, the cat's meow and the dog's bow wow. And we'll sit and put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram. Look at who I'm with this week. Look at where we going. We match. And some of them are 40, 50, and 60 years old. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. So let me get to my story. Like I said, I'm only giving you so many seconds, and I've used quite a bit right now. So here we go. 21 years into the marriage, my husband decided to have an affair with a booger wolf. And I'm only being nice because we are on the air. Now, about 3 years prior to that, he came to me and asked me to milk his prostate. And I, being in the health career, I said, excusez-moi. And he repeated it to me, and I said, no, we don't need to do that. And he, being uneducated, and when I say uneducated, he did not graduate from high school, honey. He, being uneducated, tried to come at me with this Google response on why he feel I need to do so. So knowing that the devil is a lie, I refuse to do it. I'm sorry, Tara. Anyway.
Hold on.
Hey, you gonna get all 300 seconds.
Now, when you tell me to hold on, you're taking up my
No, please.
I
seat.
think
Go
it was.
ahead,
I
go
think it was.
ahead.
I think it was the prostrate milking.
No.
That just sent everybody
And
through.
let me confirm. Prostate. What is milking a prostate?
Milking the prostate. So all males have a prostate gland located inside their rectum. If milked or rubbed properly, he can experience something similar to what a female experiences inside of an orgasm. So it should heighten up about 10 to 100%.
Okay.
But that's only.
Is that what?
Hold on, wait. So he asked for you to put
Wow.
something in his ass, essentially.
Well, yes. And so, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I
didn't-
did not know what milking was. I did not know. So
I didn't know
Okay.
milking a
Now,
I
cock.
assumed
you know.
it's a butt thing. I assumed it was a a penis thing, but it's a
Okay.
butt
Wait
thing.
a
That's
minute
crazy.
now. Let's continue
No,
on,
no,
baby.
yeah,
Hold
keep
Okay,
the story
okay,
going.
okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Park this horse, okay, and settle it. All right. Okay. So now, about like I said, a year ago, he decided to have an affair. Right before this, well, I knew something was going on. We were not living together at this time. Okay. So there's a backstory to that piece, but I'm going to leave that alone because that's really, really heavy. And I want you to cry for laughter and not for pain right now. Okay. So, he kept coming to me, calling me, telling me to come over to his place. And when I get over there, he would have these items displayed out on his bed like bundles of weave, honey, all type of inches and things. And I said, huh, what you want? And so one of them had a strap attached to it. And so he wanted me to peg him. Well, right then and there, I rebuked that demon and headed up on out of his premises, honey, because I'm not fooling with that. Okay, ain't nobody fooling with that. Nobody be playing with no Duke or Shuka, and we almost 50 years old. You know, you crazy. So anyway, he winds up having this affair, right? Now, we're still legally married, right? We were, W-E-R-E, living in the same city. Okay, not the same home, same city. Well, I was on my way to work and he called, begged me to come on. I refused to go. Well, when I get off of work, because I work a 12-hour shift, when I got off of work, that individual, the booger wolf, was at his residence. Now I'm hotter than fish grease. So, and another reason why I have my face blocked is because I am currently involved in the case. Okay. And I thank you guys for respecting that.
Okay.
So
wait, hold tight. So I'm assuming the case is you showed up to his place. She's there. It's an altercation type of case.
You're almost close, baby. Well, one of our children did. Okay. That don't fall far from the tree. My daughters are like me. One who was a preteen found out, like literally within an hour, and went and destroyed this individual.
Oh, so the daughter was like with the...
Yes. So now when the police come to my premises, I'm not about to send my child to no jail. You know, let me catch this heat. To see, these is adult problems. Now, it wasn't necessarily me that did it, but this is my child. Okay. And I'm going to deal with her when I get back in the house. Okay, and best believe that was the last time that situation took place. But nonetheless, it dug deeper to becoming an aggravated stalking charge, which is a felony. Okay.
Oh.
And so it led up to that. That's why I said, let's put that kettle on the back real quick. Let me get back to
this is an open case right now. This is currently still happening.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Well,
Yes.
I think context. I gotta. So aggravated assault. I'm assuming aggravated is, or not assault, but
aggravated assault and stalking.
Assault and
Yeah.
stalking. So does that mean that it's multiple instances, or that all came from one?
Well, the police were playing a little dirty thing, and so it then became multiple. It became multiple.
Understood.
But we'll get back to that in a second. If you choose. So, well, anyway, I wound up having to go to court, and I had a temporary order of protection put out against me from him and the booger wolf. Now, child, and that's the least of a problem to me because I can care less. Now, was I hurt? Of course I was. But I'm not necessarily concerned about him nor her at this point. You know, it's all about my household now, these children we have in the home. So my daughter comes downstairs and she said, oh, he wants you to come over there. He's crying on the phone and you can hear him too. And oh man, he was letting it loose. A hit dog, a holler. Okay. So I went on ahead. I told him when I got there, I have to go to work. Make it quick. He said, please come in the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom. Now, I work in the ER sometimes, okay? So I see all type of individuals. And he pulled his pants down. And I'm sitting on this toilet, but he's standing adjacent to me a little bit, like an asymmetrical. Not necessarily 90 degrees, but more like a, 85, something like that, a 70. And I looked at his underwear. I said, oh, you got a constellation going on down there. He said, a what? I said, a constellation. Don't you see S, T, and D? Fool, it's dripping, okay? Yo, Russell is leaking. That thing is crying. So now, he has a mirror, huh?
Hold on.
So you
wait a minute. He has a mirror on his door.
STD, that's what it is. Okay.
Yes,
correct.
STD, constellation, because it dripped on his underwear. So I'm being facetious when I do that.
No, I get
I'm
it.
sorry, my humor can kind of go.
No, keep it going. This is great. Go ahead.
So anyway, now I'm slick with it, okay? Slicker than 10W40, baby. I put he had some oil on the sink, and I had on my gloves. So when he had his back turned toward me, like I said, he turned to look into his door mirror. I grabbed that oil real quick and, rubbed it on my hands. Because, see, I'm going to have to grab your penis because I need to see. You understand? But you catching me outside of my element. I'm in a bathroom. Honey, I hook-nosed that thing, baby. When I did, what is a man's natural reaction if somebody grabs your base in your shop? You're going to pull back. As he's pulling back, my fingers feel his veins, and it's rocky, right? Now, I kind of ducked to the side, and when I did, honey, something fell up out that thing and went like this and hit the wall. When I looked, it was like a grayish, I don't know, like a grayish, yellowish.
Wait. Wait, now, okay. So this is the thing, Steph. Because it's aspects of this, I'm just curious where this all lands. So where are we at and where this lands? Because
this is laying
that's
this.
That's what I'm trying to figure out too. Because first of all, I appreciate the level of detail
and the imagery,
but I don't even know what's the end of the story. Because
the end of the story? I was wrapped. Yeah, I'm about to wrap that part up. So let's skip on. Put it like this: by him having that, I would have never saw that if I would have never been in that situation. But here it is. He's trying to impress a woman that he met, had unprotected sex raw. Now you got something, honey, that no boogie can take away. Okay. Now they living in perfect harmony. Girl, honey, she thinks she got the best thing next to God's gift to the to earth other than air. Because when I left from over there, because I told her, I said, you gonna have to go to the health department because you got something, and this is serious.
So it sounds like he stepped out on you, continued to develop a relationship with this other boogaloo, whatever you call it. And then
within a week.
Right. But it so are you done with this guy? Like, is this still
honey, child, please. I can't.
I told you we don't. See, Tyra, when I said we may not have to celebrate, you see what I meant?
There we go.
I didn't know where the storm was going to land.
Right, but still celebrate.
Hold on, because right now, hold on, because I got to aim you.
Because it sounds like it sounds like you, I mean, obviously still upset about it, but it sounds like you venting.
No,
right now.
I'm not upset about that. It's just now I'm thinking about it. I really want to laugh, but it's not a funny situation.
But hold on,
because
wait.
You're talking
let
about
me
lives
just
is in stake.
let's get these are going to be some close-ended questions now, because I just want to get
okay.
Y'all was married for 22 years.
Correct.
How long ago did this happen? Did you discover this?
Last year.
This happened last year, and when did you officially break off? Because when you found out y'all were not already living together, y'all were already separated, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
When I found out.
When you found out y'all were already separated now. Okay, so how long have you been living independently now?
A year, because I had to leave that state. Otherwise, I would be a ward of the state.
And the divorce process, it's currently going on right now.
Yeah, but that's like I said, I can't really talk about it. Can't, touch on that part. You can talk about everything else though. That and pieces of the case.
and this came out of nowhere. So essentially, your man's out of nowhere. The relationship is all flowers and daisies, and one day he pops up saying,
I'm not going to say that. That's why, when you say touch on it. So my whole point is me showing you as a woman who's been married, how you get into a marriage where you're not educated enough yourself or mature enough to be in a marriage, and I dealt with, there were red flags. I ignored them. That's all. I ignored them.
First of
and
all,
I tried to make it better. Okay? I tried to make it better. That was Stephanie.
First off, Steph
went on full.
I gave you
Venmo.
way more than 300 seconds, and that's
You
because
sure did.
I was thoroughly entertained hearing this story. But there is actually, I think there's some learning points. Tara, can you tell me what we need to learn from this, Tara?
What you need to learn from it?
First, let me tell you, so I already learned
Tar.
too much. I learned too much. If you don't want to touch on that, because I learned about too much.
You need to learn what she said.
No.
She saw red flags. She tried to really make it work, but at the end of the day, this person had some character flaws and some issues that eventually just showed out fully in the marriage. So it's what Stephanie said.
Now hold on, Tara, hold on, because I think this actually, because I can't imagine that women are very vocal about this, because some women may be very concerned about this. Because if your husband, they say the marriage bed is not defiled. If your husband of 10, 15 years walks up to you and wants to explore different avenues in marriage, he wants to get his prostate milked. I don't know if from a biblical standpoint, I don't think that's a sin. But so I really need to get your worldview here.
And just the worldview, and just straight up too. Like, was this dude just gay? Was he just a gay dude that she dated?
I believe he was just DL and
she
just
married for a
never
long
came.
time. That's what it sounds like.
She didn't catch him with a man.
Nah.
Have you ever saw any instances
But
of-
that booger wolf looked like one.
Hold on,
Okay.
Steph. We gotta let Steph go.
Steph, we're gonna let you go, okay? Because Steph just on here.
Appreciate the enthusiasm and the imagery.
Blessings.
Stay blessed.
Tyshawn, that is between a couple what they talk about, but there are some signs, depending on what your spouse is asking for, that you really need to check on sometimes. It just kind of depends on what they're asking for and the root of that and why. But a lot of talk about sex needs to be discussed while people are dating. What do you believe that definition of the marriage bed is undefiled? What does that mean? That's something you can actually ask a person when you're dating them. When you hear this biblical phrase, the marriage bed is undefiled, what does that mean? Because you have some people that don't want oral sex, and they will tell their spouse, I don't ever plan on doing that. And that becomes a problem later on in the marriage. So that couple needs to discuss. Again, and do not put your wife business out in these streets, sir. The point is that is between the couple what they feel comfortable doing between the two of them. But there are some interesting things that people can ask you to do that are definitely outside of the realm that you might need to ask, or why that, where that come from, especially you've been married 20 something years and they coming to you saying, I want this new freaky thing that they saw somewhere that they shouldn't have. Yeah. Interesting conversation. Thank you so much.
Ladies, just for the chat, ladies, if you've ever experienced your man asking for any questionable sexual experience that made you question his sexuality, put me in the chat. I just want to get a feel for how often this happens, because I think in the 4 years of us having Harlem Initiated, I don't think we've ever had somebody specifically bring up that instance. So that's actually unique to the experiences I've heard people talk about on Initiation Hotline.
Maybe in a read-in or something like that. I think old X-Files or something like that.
It's very rare, though.
I feel like
it's a very rare instance.
I can imagine that happens. Wow.
I think
you think, man, there's so many questions that you have to ask. Like,
yeah,
you have to really listen. Y'all better get these Harlan Love
Because where did they see that? Where did they hear about it? Why
Right.
do they know that? Like, you got to dig and ask a couple of questions. Where did that come from? who you been around? Like,
I agree.
y'all don't know.
Oh my gosh, K-Ann said me. Oh my gosh, LaTracy said me. Oh, the Lemies are coming in.
Wow.
It's a scary world out here, y'all.
Almost 900 people in the chat. So I don't know why the chat went up during Steph's story, because I was a little lost in toss, and then it was kind of getting a little freaky. But for whatever reason, Steph, people interested in your situation.
Yeah.
But first off, Steph already, listen, we got 3 strikes for this anonymous thing, okay? Steph just gave us strike 1.
No, facts.
She gave us strike 1. So we're going to have to figure out how we can do these anonymous calls so y'all take us into oblivion with some of these stories.
Hotline bling.
And keep in mind, y'all, every Thursday night now, we are coming with the community. So the initiation hotline is absolutely going to be here. If you missed it this week, if you missed it today, we have a form for you to be able to be scheduled, because as this continues to grow, we just getting back, y'all. We got limited slots, limited seats. I want to make sure you get an opportunity to join us and speak to our people. So make sure you go ahead and fill that out here today. I also want to take the opportunity. Ron told y'all, them Harley and Love cards, y'all really need them. Y'all see them cards there behind me? Y'all see it? Y'all go ahead, because y'all obviously, we ain't really talking about the right thing. Go ahead and cop them. Today's the last day, by the way. We doing 30% off the entire store for our 4-year anniversary this month, because 4 years ago in this month, we decided to go ahead and start producing this Harley and Love show that's now reached hundreds of thousands of homes, actually millions of homes at this point, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And what I want y'all to do is take advantage of that. The code is 4 years. Type in 4 years and you get 30% off every single thing in the store. I also want to take this opportunity as well, as we going ahead and wind this thing down. We got Tara Body that has put together and authored another masterpiece for us to put into our lives and into our minds, so we can go about not having just certain problems. Let's just not deal with certain things in our marriage, y'all. And wisdom is going to protect us from a lot of pain, y'all. So, Tara, please tell us about this book that you went ahead and put together.
So this latest book, and I do thank you all for supporting the first book I put out, but this latest book is by me and my husband, and it's called Marriage Rooted in Love, okay? Because a lot of people are getting married for different reasons, wrong reasons, and the roots are not strong, which is why they're not lasting when the storms come. So I'm trying to give those who are single kind of blueprint for understanding marriage before you get in it. What type of love do you have to get? What type of love do you have to give as defined by God in 1 Corinthians chapter 13? He gave the definition of what love looks like, and it's not for perfect situations. Life will life, and we have to know how to show up in love. And it's also for the married. A lot of married people do not understand what it means to truly love according to God's definition towards their spouse. So they are suffering, they are struggling, and they are frustrated because they truly do not know the true definition of love. So that book, again, was written by me and Jay, my husband. It's a back and forth, chapter to chapter, husband and wife writing back and forth about our learning to love as God told us to do in marriage. And there's a lot of applicable techniques. There's a prayer at the end of each chapter. And so we took some time as a married couple that's been married 20 years to say, listen, when you do it God's way, it actually does work well for you. And even when you're choosing, y'all, you need to choose people that understand love like that. Because if one of y'all understand it and the other doesn't, somebody's going to be left lacking. So I pray you all support and get that book on my website, tarabody.com. You can order it, and I will sign it and send it straight out to you.
I like that.
Bam.
You got, I think it's Janier Halton says, and it's so good. And you got Ronald.
Janair.
Janier.
Yeah, Janair, one of our people, came to the conference when you guys was there. Janair was there at the conference about her
Oh,
book.
so that means I met Janier. Let me
Yeah.
click on her page real quick. Shout out to Ronald Zion says, the book is fire.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead.
Thank you.
We're going to put tarabody.com in the description so you can go ahead and cop that. TARABODDIE.com. If y'all want to go ahead and type it in and cop it right now today. As you know, again, guys, this is going to be happening every single Thursday. And for the people that missed the announcement earlier on Tuesday, Hardly in Love is back.
Yeah, and I think we're going to do this, too. I think it's a good idea. I think we should, because we're kicking off at 7 every Thursday. So I think we should probably kick around the hotline, just literally start bringing people on like 7:15.
Exactly,
no
y'all.
later than. So we can get more people. We're going to get more organized, y'all. I'm telling you, what would really help us, if you click this link, I'm about to drop this in here. I'm going to drop this in here. It says join live relationship advice. I'm going to drop that in the chat real quick. All you got to do is click that link. If you want to join us live on the show, any of these Thursdays that's coming up at 7 p.m., click that link, pass us your information, so that way we can get an idea of your story, and we can go ahead and be prepped and prepared for you to come on. You can be prepared and everything, and we can have a good time. But I think that's the biggest thing. That's what's we can make sure.
And a lot of y'all gonna end up being backstage, and you may not get on like the people on here tonight, because we just absolutely can't bring everybody on.
Correct.
So that just ensures that we're able to get you a spot, and it's gonna be the same for Harley and Love. So we want singles. Y'all want to come up, just chop it up with us, promote yourself, and be able to put yourself out there. I know some of y'all be locked up in them damn houses. Y'all want to go ahead and have a little bit of fun with us on Tuesday night. We got that form in there too. Y'all can go ahead and fill that out. We're gonna have a really fun time on Tuesday nights.
Yeah,
so
some
come
people
pull up to the chat.
I know we got a bunch of lovers in the chat. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Practitioner Her KN. We got a bunch of lovers in the chat.
Initiates.
No, I'm saying.
We talking about for Tuesday.
No.
Hey, mute your mic, man.
No, of course, the people in the chat are initiates, but what I'm saying is Tuesday is a little different, but we got lovers, like people who was with us on Harley and Love as well.
Yeah.
Those people are familiar with what's going on, so some of our initiates are not. Let me tell you, Harley and Love is where we have a good time. Listen, it gets crazy. We find connection. We have a good time. We doing Instagram audits. You know what I mean?
Man, it's so fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have some special guests, and really, we're gonna run it like that. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's gonna get even better as well. So, if you're an initiate, we want to see you next Thursday at 7. And for all my lovers, you want to join us and having a good time for singles and dating and connection, you can join us on Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Absolutely. And if y'all want more of Tara, y'all can literally, we have a High Life community. Tara's literally one of our coaches, one of our relationship coaches back there. She's absolutely incredible. We love the session. We thank you so much for joining us on that journey. The High Life is also here in the description as well for our people that really want to continue to grow and transform with other people on a deeper level outside of just this chat here. Get down with us. Other than that, man, this was a beautiful episode, Tara. Thank you so much for always joining us and pulling up with us. If y'all got blessed by something tonight here, if y'all are excited about the Thursday night, matter of fact, the Tuesdays and Thursdays being back, just put I'm excited in the chat, because I'm going to tell y'all one thing. When me and Ryan made the decision to do this, we was excited too.
Yeah.
We took a sabbatical.
Back to the basics.
Because we just had to obviously get our minds just wired for this. I was just talking to Tara about it. Tara said, look, right now she on a sabbatical from her lives. And I'm like, listen, I know how it be, but I truly miss y'all. And more than just creating podcasts, I love creating with the community and with the people, all the concepts I want with that. So I even potentially see us being able to do this in person. Everything we doing now, the opportunity for us to bring this live and in real life, it's all coming, y'all. So
and get y'all
go
in
ahead
front
and
of
be
some
patient
folks
with us.
too. So guys, let us know too. Send us a DM. Let us know who you want to be featured on Thursday night show. That way we can find the best people to help you solve the biggest challenges in your life. So whoever that might be, let us know. We'll find them, get them booked, and we're going to have a good time every Thursday.
That's a fact. So listen, y'all go ahead and get up out of here tonight. Thank you for everybody that's ever donated. Thank you for the people that continue to support the mission and the platform. We need it, y'all. Everything that y'all ever given us. Even down to my subscribers. I still got some people on here right now that's literally been watching, and they don't subscribe. And YouTube going to keep showing you the platform, because they show you what you watch, not what you subscribe to. But I'm asking you to subscribe to this platform here, because it continues to help us grow, to spread, and to be more attractive, to bring on other powerful voices here, so we can continue to impact the culture as we have, will, and have been doing for the last 4 years.
To you, my friend.
Oh, that's that long joint right there. There y'all go, man. Y'all already know how we do it. Hardly initiated. We are out.